It's more than just football, it's orange power. 12 bowl game victories, 26 All-Americans, 2 members of the NFL Hall of Fame, and the 1988 Heisman Trophy winner. Can you feel it? Inside Cowboy Football starts right now.
Everyone, and welcome to Inside Cowboy Football. For the second consecutive week, the story of the game for Oklahoma State was a Cowboy defense. This time, the Cowboys held Baylor to only 6 points and 204 yards of total offense. In fact, it was the fewest points allowed by Oklahoma State in a conference game since 1991. Coming up, all the highlights, the hard hits, and the big plays of Oklahoma State's big win over Baylor on homecoming in Stillwater. Welcome to Inside Cowboy Football.
You guys did a great job. But what you did is, as a group, okay, we got behind, and then offensively we got rolling. Defense kept stopping them. Offense kept scoring. Defense kept stopping them. Offense kept scoring. Special teams, great job. But here's what I like. You guys were flying to the ball on defense, and when they made a play, they got hit. Hey. I'm just telling you now, I would not have wanted to been playing y'all the way y'all were hitting today. That's a great job and great effort. Y'all are reaching down deep. That's what it's all about.
You're watching Inside Cowboy Football.
We're back on Inside Cowboy Football and joined now by Oklahoma State head football coach Mike Gundy after the Cowboys' 34-6 homecoming victory over Baylor. And you know, it was an interesting start to the game because Baylor jumped out to an early lead, 6-0. You had to come from behind early in the game.
Offensively, we didn't play very well in the first few series. We couldn't get in a rhythm, and then we had a loss of yardage, and then Zach dropped the ball one time. So we never got going. But the defense gave up one drive and the touchdown, and then Burton blocks the PAT, and it kind of took the wind out of their sails and gave us a lot of momentum. You know, it's funny how that happens, but the defense came running off the field celebrating because we blocked the PAT, which is unlike what happens when you normally give up a touchdown drive. And then the offense got excited, and then we were able to move the ball down and score. They held them, move the ball down and score again. And I'm not sure whether it was 2 or 3 times in a row, but we may have scored 3 or 4 times.
Actually four times in a row.
4 times in a row. And then we played well on special teams during that time. When we weren't playing well offensively, we had the punt for, we had a 60-yarder one time, that we kicked the ball and went way down there, and we changed the field position. So special teams, and again, Dez returns one, but we have a penalty. Even though we had the penalty, we still started on the ball on about the 40-yard line. So we were productive in that manner. Ori Lemon had a push in the back. You know, we talk to our players all the time. It's not necessary to do that because our returners have been able to make people miss. So the defense was tremendous in the first half, and then we got on a roll offensively. We were able to kind of take the game and get it under control at halftime.
Talk about Dez Bryant. 11 catches for more than 200 yards, and boy, he had some highlight reel catches in this game.
Well, he's very impressive when the ball's in the air, and Dez continues to get better each week. He's in the game a lot. You know, he plays 20 to 25 plays more than most of our players do, other than the offensive linemen. But up to this point, he's been very dangerous when he is in the game. And if people blitz us or single him up or try to put too many players in the box, he gives us a guy to go to that's, you know, it's been tremendous for us. So we just got to keep him healthy, keep him going. He's been very durable because he takes a lot of hits. But if we're picking teams, I certainly want him on my team.
Going back to the defense for a moment, I think I counted 11 Baylor possessions in a game, 6 of which were either 3 plays and out, and then the one possession as part of that 6 was just the single play possession right before halftime. 6 of 11 in modern day college football. What do you think of that?
Well, it's very good by our defense. And we were concerned about the skill on their offensive side of the ball. You know, the quarterback and the receiver, and they've got some guys that have made some plays in the last few weeks. And they hadn't turned the ball over in 4 games. Did they turn it over today?
Yes, they did. Had the lost fumble second half.
That's right. They turned it over 1 time, so they've got 1 turnover in 5 games. Which is pretty impressive, and you want to play teams that have turned the ball over,
sure.
Obviously to get those extra opportunities. But as many 3 and outs as our defense presented them, it just kept putting our offense back on the field. And I believe we had 40, maybe 45 plays in the first half. And so as the second quarter went on, they got worn out. but that's because the defense stopped them and put the offense back on the field.
Split backs. Griffin in the shotgun takes a snap, hands it off to Finley up the middle. He's smacked at the line of scrimmage and made taken by Cox at the 2 on the right side. Straight ahead to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. To his right to the 35 and tackled at the 40-yard line. Zach takes a snap, fakes a handoff, drops back, sets up, throws near side. The pass is caught by Des Bryant, and Bryant is wrestled out of bounds. Zach takes a snap, hands it off to Hunter. Big hole up the middle to the 30. Veers off to his right to the 27 and is wrestled down from behind at the Baylor 26. Robinson under center, gets a snap, fakes a handoff, rolls out right. He can run it to the 10 and chased out of bounds on the right side. Second and goal from the 4. Handoff to Tostin, right side, pushes the pile into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. And Griffin takes the snap. He'll run it to the right side, and he is smothered for a 1-yard loss. Griffin under center, swings it out right side. It's caught, and Wright is drilled for a 6-yard loss. And Tostin gets a handoff, running off right guard to the 40. Breaks a tackle at the 43, crashes to another at the 45, and he pushes the pile. Zach Robinson takes a snap, runs the option left, pitches it to Tostin. Left side to midfield and upended. And Robinson takes the snap, fakes a handoff, pumps, throws it deep down the right side for Des Bryant, and he makes the catch in the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Griffin takes the snap, hands it off to Finley. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe pushes his way forward. Des had a TD reception a couple of minutes ago. And Zach back to pass, finds Des, throws it to the right side, makes a catch, right sideline, breaks a tackle at the 32, and scoots up the right sideline. Robinson takes a snap, runs the option, pitches it to Hunter with blockers in front, left side to the 45 as he takes a shotgun snap. Hands it off on a counter to Hunter, left side, first down, 25 to the left sideline to the 23. Zach takes a shotgun snap, runs the option left, fakes, now keeps it, 15 to the 10, first down, and tackled at the 8-yard line. Robinson takes the snap, drops back, sets up, floats it toward the end zone, and a leaping catch is made by Des Bryant. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. 3rd and 13, Baylor from its own 20. Griffin gets a shotgun snap, fakes a handoff, pocket collapsing. He scrambles free, now running on the left side, wants to throw, throws it down the field. The pass is almost intercepted. Jacob Lacey got a hand on it. 1st and 10, Oklahoma State from the Baylor 47. It's a handoff to Tostin, left side, turns the corner, 45, still on his feet to the 40, fakes a handoff, drops back, scrambles, now he'll run it, veering off to his right, 45, 40, 35, 30, makes a cut and slides down. Robinson under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Tostin, right side, breaks a tackle at the goal line and gets into the end zone, just barely. Pistols firing, touchdown Oklahoma State.
We're watching Inside Cowboy Football.
We're back on Inside Cowboy Football as we continue our look back at the 1988 Heisman Trophy campaign of OSU tailback Barry Sanders, celebrating the 20th anniversary of that terrific season. This week, big numbers for Barry in Manhattan, Kansas, against the Kansas State Wildcats.
Well, I do remember this. That was one of Stan Parrish's Kansas State teams. They were struggling pretty good, but their kids played hard. They were really pretty decent at times offensively. Again, you know, we were struggling, or we were scrambling ourselves defensively. They jumped out on us. I want to say they might have taken the ball down there, scored onside, kicked, and got it again. So we had to keep firing him at them pretty good because we got ourselves behind a little bit and kept on doing it. But again, once it started up, once it really got going and offensively, we took the lead. Again, another man among boys deal. It was always big when Barry went back to Kansas because more of his family was around it. He is a native of Kansas, and once it started with him, he just literally ran wild. Again, there were times where we never felt real comfortable with our defense, you know, and we didn't want to mess with the game. Again, we had him out of there in the fourth quarter, probably about third season. I can't remember exactly when we took him out of this specific ball game, but we probably needed a bunch of those yards that day with them because, again, we were scrambling a bit.
Well, the middle of the third quarter, we were on the bench, and I think there was 8 or 10 minutes left. We were way ahead, and they came over and told him that if he went back out, that he could break George Rogers' rushing record at South Carolina. And we were so far ahead, he said that he didn't want to go back in the game, just let the other guys play. Records didn't mean anything to him. Individual accomplishments weren't important to him. All he had to do was go back out for one more series, and he would have gained another 50 or 60 yards because they hadn't been able to tackle him the entire game. And he didn't even go back out, or he would have broken George Rogers' record at that time. No, those things weren't important to him. Barry enjoyed playing pickup basketball and sleeping, and that's what he did all the time. He was unusual from that standpoint that he was always asleep, whether we were traveling on a bus or in a hotel or over in the dorm where we lived, or he was like to play pickup basketball during the off season.
Sanders continued his incredible '88 season on October 29th in the Little Apple. Sanders shredded the K-State defense for 3 touchdowns and 320 yards. It was the second best rushing tally in Big 8 history at the time. OSU beat the Wildcats 45-27.
He was barely 18 years old when he started his first game on the Cowboy offensive line. A true freshman in the trenches, but having success. On this week's Front and Center, we catch up with OSU offensive tackle Russell Okung.
Growing up to do a lot of maturing to do, but again, I was just lucky to have guys around me willing to pick me up.
When you say maturing, what specifically?
Yeah, mentally, physically, weight room, mentally, I gotta be disciplined. I gotta be more of a team guy. I had to learn when I came here, it's about those other 10 guys who had the ball as well. And that's one of the things I picked up, coming to Oklahoma State, even now into my junior year.
You're a pretty proud young man and seems very resilient and like to just take care of business. Is that an accurate statement?
Oh yeah, it's something I learned at a young age. You got to take care of things, in order for you to prosper or move on. As you don't want to be the guy who's always, getting things done last, or the guy always, somebody's always worrying about. I don't want to be the guy. I want to be the guy that, people look up to and say, hey, I want to be like him. I want to get my stuff taken care of. And that's, the sort of mentality we have this year. The guy to getting things done.
Were you always the big kid, or did you spend some time growing up where you were one of the smaller kids, and now it's payback time? I mean, were you always pretty good size, or did you grow into this frame?
Yeah, I grew into my years. I was the small guy. I used to be the small, fat guy, or running around, and all of a sudden I hit a growth spurt, and next thing you know, I'm 6'6", 300 pounds. So, yeah, I'm grateful for that. Real great.
Payback.
Yeah, a lot of payback.
Your thoughts on Russell Okung, Mike?
Well, Russell's been a tremendous player for us, and he's a lot of fun. He's a veteran guy. He's been starting for 3 years, and he was a great recruit for us. We knew when we got him in here he was special because he was mature beyond his years. When you can play in the Big 12 and play offensive tackle as a true freshman and be able to handle all the offensive formations and the plays and just the pressure of being out there on the field, you're pretty special. But now he's kind of like the old man on offense. Coach Wick chews on him all the time, and he just looks the other way. He takes it and takes the coaching, but he's like, yeah, I've been down that road. I give him a hard time all the time because he jumps off sides sometimes in games. And I said, Russ, you've been playing for 12 years. I mean, the snap count. I mean, what's the deal? Oh, Coach, I just got excited, So he's a great leader for our team, and he's kind of what we stand for here. He does a great job in the classroom. He's going to graduate. He's been a very good player here. He's going to have a chance to play at the next level. So he's really a special person.
Coming up, the second half highlights of the Cowboys' victory over Baylor. Zach takes a snap, fakes a handoff, drops back, floats it deep down the right side for Des Bryant, and he makes a juggling catch and knocked out of bounds at the Baylor 11-yard line. Are you kidding me? We're back on Inside Cowboy Football with Oklahoma State head football coach Mike Gundy. As we move to the second half, let's keep talking defense. Now, you talked about the fact that Baylor had been able to move the football against some other teams, and their quarterback, Robert Griffin, the true freshman, had a lot of success running and throwing it. He only gets 12 yards rushing and less than 200 yards of total offense. Address specifically, if you would, the job your defense did on him.
Well, they're very good, and the thing they did is they rallied to the football and they got him down. And we talked about this as a group prior to the game, that when you're playing a team that has a quarterback as athletic as him and as many screens and bubbles that they throw out on the perimeter, your secondary players and your backers have to run through those blocks, and they have to show up really fast, and you have to get them down. And when they do make plays, you have to hit them very hard. And we've talked about that for a year now, about how our defense needs to become a more physical team. And in the last few weeks, we've been pretty physical. There's some big hits out there after they gain some yards.
Sort of a two-tiered question, going back to the defense again for a moment. How much of this is confidence, and also how much of this is just a greater comfort for the defensive players and what Tim Beckman's asking them to do?
Well, both things are true. And it's a good question because our defense understands the scheme and philosophy now. The defensive staff has been very good. Their game plans have been right on track. And then they've been able to instill that information in the players, and they're able to execute it on Saturday. And then the second thing is when you do have success and you begin to play better, you develop confidence. And then you play better than you really are. I think this is a good group. We got more team speed, there's no question on that side of the ball. We have a little more depth because of the junior college players that we've brought into the fold. But they're playing with confidence now. You can see it in their eyes. And they've been tremendous on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on preparation. They've gone to work and they've gotten it done.
In the second half offensively, you were able to hit some big plays and move the ball. And then once you got down near the goal line, we were talking about this before we started taping, you found yourself in some strange situations, with first and goals, but unique situations for first and goals.
Well, we had 3 or 4 times that we had first and goal on like the 8 or 9 or 10 yard line. And I know 2 of times we were on the 10 yard line. Mm-hmm. Now we need to do a much better job as coaches in preparing our players for that situation. And then our players need to do a better job of getting the ball in the end zone. As a group, we have to perform better when we get down there. You can't continue to settle for field goals. So we got in a couple tough situations, but we have to find a way to get the ball in the end zone. We have enough skilled players, and we're good enough up front. We just need to do a better job in preparation and execute it on Saturday.
Zach takes the snap, fakes a handoff, drops back to pass, sets up, goes it deep down the near side for Des Bryant, and he makes the catch inside the 20. Play clock at 3, 3rd and 7 from the 8. Handoff on a draw play to Hunter. Up the middle to the 5, crashes through a tackler at the 3, and is stopped near the first down marker. Matt Bodge will hold. Snap back, ball down, the kick is on the way. It's high and long, and it's good. 3 down linemen for the Cowboys, 6 defensive backs, and Griffin back to pass, flushed, scrambling straight ahead, hit from behind, and tackled at the 17-yard line. Hugo Chanasa got him. And Davis split left, Des Bryant to the right. Robinson takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Hunter. Big hole up the middle, 35, makes a cut to his right to the 30. Zach takes the snap, drops back, quick throw near side, caught by Bryant, hit, but he drags a tackler inside the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. On 2nd and 1, Robinson runs a bootleg, room to run, right side to the 15, down to the 10, and tackled from behind. From right to left, this is a 21-yard field goal attempt for Dan Bailey. He's already made one from 20. Low snap, ball down, knuckleball kick on the way, and it's good. Oklahoma State leads 34-6, and Griffin gets a shotgun snap, hands it off to Finley up the middle, and he got 1 yard, and that was it. As Griffin in the shotgun takes a snap, blitz coming, hit as he throws, and the pass is broken up at the 2-yard line. Griffin now under center, gets the snap, pitches it, it's a reverse pass, right, running around right end, hesitates, trying to run to the right sideline, and he's tackled at the 6-yard line. Crowd on its feet. Baylor working into the west end zone, and it's wild. 4th and goal. Griffin fumbles the snap. Running on the left side. Hit, and he's smothered back at the 17-yard line. We are back for a final time on Inside Cowboy Football with OSU head coach Mike Gundy in Austin, Texas, and a date with the Texas Longhorns next.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this. Our team has played very well, and we're going to travel down and play a very talented Texas team. I know that without even watching tape. Very good players, quarterback's playing well, but our team is looking forward to it. They're excited about the opportunity. We talked to them about enjoying this evening and tomorrow, and then come back to work on Monday and have a great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And let's travel down there. Let's have a great game plan, and let's go out there and lay it all on the line. I know our guys will be excited about playing them, and they're looking forward to competing.
Oklahoma State is 7-0 for just the 2nd time in the program's history. Will it go to 8-0 with a victory in Austin, Texas against the Texas Longhorns? Tune in next week and find out. For Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy and our entire Cowboy Television Network crew, I'm Dave Hunziker. Thanks for watching.